The WrestleMania build between Jey Uso and Gunther has been pretty disappointing, and here's why. First of all, this isn't coming with a place of hate. I have no problem with Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble, and inherently, I have no problem with the match itself. I will say the IWC absolutely hates Jey Uso. I mean, look at the like to dislike ratio. That's insane. This is from the latest edition of Raw, by the way. Speaking of that latest edition of Raw, there were two moments of that show that really got people up in arms. It was that spear crossbody thing, and it was that over-the-top rope fail. I'm not gonna hold it over them, but I just happen all the time. However, I will say the one thing that everybody can unanimously agree with, that the build itself and the story has been terrible. The last 4 weeks have been the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And next week, it looks like it's gonna repeat that again. The last 4 weeks have went like this. The cycle started with Akira Tozawa versus Gunther. He beats him, Otis comes out, Gunther beats up Otis, sets up a match for next week. Then it's Otis versus Gunther. Beats him up again, Jey Uso comes out and gets choked out. Then it's Jey Uso versus Grayson Waller. Jey wins, Gunther comes out, chokes out Jey again. Austin Theory looks for revenge, fights Jey Uso, gets squashed, loses in about a minute. And for the fourth consecutive week, Gunther comes out looking to choke out Jey Uso, but this time, Jey Uso reverses it. And next week it's a tag match between A-Town Down Under versus Jey Uso and a mystery opponent. The tag team partner himself doesn't matter. All that matters, Jey Uso's probably gonna win, Gunther's gonna come out, start a fight, and Jey Uso's probably gonna come out on top. Are you beginning to see a problem here? It's the same thing over and over, and people are tired of seeing it. They spend more time fighting other people than they spend fighting each other, and when they do fight, it's just Jey Uso getting choked out. You compare the build for Jey Uso versus Gunther to other builds, and you see why people are feeling so disappointed by it. Cena versus Cody, self-explanatory, best build of the entire WrestleMania right now. Punk versus Roman versus Rollins, don't need to explain that one either. Probably the second best build of the entire WrestleMania card so far. The women's triple threat, so far so good. Can't complain about nothing so far. Even Drew versus Priest, a feud that initially no one really wanted to see or cared about. But now, after time has passed, they've been cooking, and people are now excited to see it. The only one you can argue is worse is Charlotte versus Tiffany, and the only reason why people hate this one is people just hate Charlotte. But even then, they had that all-out brawl on SmackDown. What has this feud really done besides just getting Jey Uso choked out every week? And at this point, it's kind of too late for them to really do anything. You only got 4 weeks left, and one of them is going to be that tag match. So you really only have like 3. I'm not going to fantasy book what happens within these last 3 weeks, but I'm going to say they need to do something and do something fast. Because if they don't, it can get ugly. The crowd will still be eating and he'd still be selling merch, so I think he'd be fine. But storyline wise, they need to fix it. Do y'all agree that the build between Jey Uso and Gunther have been disappointing? Or am I tripping? Yeah.